One area of science that our sages showed a tremendous mastery over was the field of embryology. The Talmud prohibits a person from praying for something that visibly violates the natural order of the world. For example, one should not pray for a piece of wood to turn into gold or for an empty cup to suddenly fill with water. Amazingly, when it comes to praying for one's child to be a specific gender, our sages made the following statement. During the first 40 days after conception, an expectant parent is allowed to pray that their child develop into a specific gender. Yet, after 40 days, the gender is established and such a prayer is invalid. This statement by the sages may seem puzzling. It is generally understood by modern science that gender is determined at the moment of conception. On a genetic level, gender differences are based on whether a zygote possesses a double X chromosome, making it a girl, or an XY chromosome, making it a boy. Because a woman does not possess a Y chromosome, the oocyte of the mother will always contribute an X chromosome to the fetus. The difference between an embryo developing into a boy or girl depends entirely on the genetic contribution of the father. If the father contributes a Y chromosome, the child will have the mother's X chromosome and the father's Y chromosome, making it a boy. If the father contributes an X chromosome, the zygote will possess two X chromosomes and will develop into a girl. On the surface, this reality can be complicated to square with the statements of our sages that one can pray for the gender of an embryo during the first 40 days of conception. Yet, a closer look reveals the wisdom of the sages. As the cells in a developing embryo divide, the fetus begins developing the essential features of human anatomy. At 18 weeks, a baby's ears develop, allowing them to hear sound for the first time. By 6 months, taste buds will develop, allowing the child to experience the sensation of taste. So, when does gender differences begin presenting themselves? Amazingly, for approximately the first 40 to 41 days of life, the genitalia of an embryo are undifferentiated and are anatomically identical for both males and females. Only after this 40-day period does the anatomical structure of an embryo begin a physiological cascade of events that results in establishing the gender differences between males and females. It is worth taking a step back and considering. Jewish law forbids performing routine autopsies, and our sages had no accesses to the advanced medical knowledge available to us. Nevertheless, they correctly identified exactly when physiological differences in gender begin developing in an embryo. Such knowledge hints of accesses to divine wisdom.